Hi, I'm Kelsey, and I'm at the Ooni Test Kitchen, and today we're making a New York style pizza with the Ooni Pizza Steel. New York style dough is a little different than like a classic pizza dough or a Neapolitan pizza dough. It has some fat, it has some sugar in it. This helps it have a crunchier crust, but also a softer chew. To make a New York style pizza dough, first thing we're gonna do is we have our stand mixer and we're gonna mix our dough. First, we're gonna start off by putting our water, yeast, and olive oil into the mixer. For our dry ingredients, we have salt, flour, and a little bit of sugar. So we're gonna put our flour in. And then our sugar. We have our dough hook attached. We're gonna mix it for about 6 to 8 minutes on its lowest setting. So our dough's been mixing for about 6 minutes and it's looking great. So we're gonna take it out of our stand mixer and let it proof. New York style dough is great because you do most of the proofing in the refrigerator, so it's a cold proof dough. So you can let it sit in the fridge for up to 4 days and it'll just develop more flavor. You can use it the same day, you can use it the next day, but the longer you wait, the better it is. So now we're gonna let our dough proof for about an hour and then do a fold. So our dough's been proofing for an hour, so we're gonna do our first fold. We're gonna just wet our fingers and do a nice fold of this dough, and we're gonna do a flip. And we'll repeat this process 2 more times. Our New York style dough has been proofing for 4 hours, so now it's time to form. So we're gonna sprinkle a little flour on our table, and we're just gonna take it out of the bowl. We're gonna form this into 4 250-gram dough balls. And you know, if it's a couple grams over, you don't have to be too precise. We have a dough box, and if you don't have any dough boxes, you can use a baking sheet, cookie tray, whatever you have. Just wrap it in plastic wrap or cover it in a towel. And we're just kind of tightening itself over and kind of rolling it into a nice ball. Okay. Now we're gonna put this in the fridge overnight or up to 4 days. So our dough has been proofing overnight for 24 hours, and we've pulled it out. It's come to room temp. So you can see it's super pillowy. We've preheated our oven for about an hour to its hottest setting, and we're ready to cook a New York style pizza. So when I'm taking a pizza out, I like to do a little bit of flour. You can use extra, don't be afraid, you know, it makes it easier, especially with a dough this pillowy. And like really make sure you've separated it from the other pizza dough balls. So before I start stretching it too, I'm gonna make sure it's back into a circle. If you stretch it when it's not a circle, whatever shape the dough is when you start stretching it, that's the shape that's gonna come out. So don't be afraid to just like kind of readjust it before you pick it up and start working it. So stretching, I'm using my fingers to kind of push down in the middle of the dough, and as you can see, I'm leaving a pretty good crust. And when I'm stretching it, I'm kind of just letting my knuckles do the work. I'm keeping my fingers inside the crust, just getting it to about 12 inches. Don't want to get it too bigger than that. And we're making a classic cheese pizza. So our sauces, we have a tomato sauce, which has a little oregano and some sea salt. And for a pizza like this, about 2.5 to 3 ounces of sauce is great. You don't want to go too heavy. And then we have some shredded mozzarella. And you know, this is a blank canvas. Again, you can use any kind of cheese you want. You can do a variety of cheeses. I sometimes like to put a little fresh mozz and dried mozz. You can do provolone, any kind of cheese. And we're gonna finish it off with a little Parmesan. All right, now the pizza's ready to bake. So We cooked our pizza, it was about 5-6 minutes. We have a nice golden brown crust. The cheese is nicely melted and gooey. We're gonna slice in. And that's how you make a classic New York style pizza. For this recipe and more, head over to Ooni.com.